What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com, The Hype, episode 350. It's National Week, Cleveland, the town, the land, whatever you call it. We're going to be there this week. Lots of stuff going down and more stuff to report. So follow us on social this week. We're going to be doing a break with Gary V. We're going to be doing some other stuff all around the event. We've got our Party Friday, which there may be too many people already signed up, but you may want to try to see if you can get into the Party Friday at the Hydrant Pub. It's going to be a lot of fun. Karaoke, drinks, cards, good time.
Hottest ticket in town.
It is.
I mean,
is.
There's going to be a line out the door.
Yeah, and you know what? I've got a call from Panini and saying just, make sure people have some energy for Saturday's party. Don't do too much wild stuff at the Mojobreak party because we need people to go to the Panini VIP party. Yeah. And I was like, all right, Mr. Panini, we'll keep it real low-key and, not do too many songs. All right. But 8 to 12, we're going to have a good time at the Hydrant Pub, which is about 5 minutes away from the National. So easy a chance to get in there. If you're not going to the National, we've got a massive giveaway at Mojobreak.com. Over $25,000 in prizes. All you got to do is join the breaks that are marked NSCC on Mojobreak.com. That's going to get you an entry in per spot. So if you buy 100 spots, you got 100 entries in, you could win multiple times. So the top prize being a $10,000 shopping spree for Mojobreak.com. Imagine the amount of breaks that you can get in with $10,000. So you may be able to buy a $30 spot and win $10,000. So break with bonuses this week. We're having tons of silver pack and gold pack promotions as well so that you guys that aren't able to go to Cleveland are going to be able to participate in all the national fun. So, and stay tuned. We've got lots of interviews, lots of social media. We're going to bring our best show to you guys on the internet as we won't have a booth. So we get to, kind of walk around and be regular people this year, Dan.
For the first time, I think.
I think so.
I think for the first time we have not doing any breaks, not going to be having a booth. We'll be doing a ton of content, though.
Actually, I feel like we're working harder this year. Now that I've looked at the itinerary of what we got going on, I feel like there's a lot more work.
Don't work harder, work smarter.
There's meetings and social media content and breaks and dinners and parties and it's going to be interesting.
But that's a solid mix though too of like work and play. It's like
Yeah.
you're working, but
No
you're
play.
also
There ain't no play.
No, come on.
There ain't no play.
But it makes Jack a dull boy.
It's it's very, very,
It's very serious.
very serious.
Everything. Yes.
There's nothing more serious than cardboard. Put that on a shirt.
Nothing more serious.
That's actually a great. Yeah, it's a good shirt.
Good shirt. Great shirt.
Great shirt.
But you know what? It is going to be a nice break from all the politics that is going on in the world right now.
No.
I mean, it may be talked about there.
I'm pretty sure it travels over there as well.
Look, here's the
But
thing.
it doesn't come up in conversation when you're talking about a Wemby PSA 10.
You say
unless it
that.
roundabout way.
Actually, we've been to the National multiple times in like an election cycle. And I remember every single time we were there, there's always long, drawn-out conversations at dinners about politics. So
you say, though, that it's not that it's going to be a good thing to get away from, but just bring up their thoughts on the CT scanner scandals, and it will be more divisive than a Republican and Democratic debate.
And that's coming up in the show. I've got some ideas and some thoughts on that. We're going to talk about the CT scan, being able to find a logo man in a flawless briefcase, so we'll dive into that, along with some national news, some new release stuff. I wanted to first kind of kick off where some people say that the hobby is not alive and the money is going out of this hobby. But
where's it going?
There was two stories that kind of came out back to back. There was prominent collector Spinatron made an offer of $101,000 for a Brett Favre card that was limited to only 4 copies in existence. This would have been an all-time record for a Favre card, but the seller declined. Turned it down.
Diamond hands.
It was a Fleer EX. Then also
I saw that.
MJ, Kobe Bryant, 1 of 1, dual logo man, dual autograph. Shine offered an $8 million bid to get that card, and the seller declined. So,
and it sounded like they were not close. The seller was like, "We're millions of dollars off."
Jeez.
Millions of dollars off. I mean, you were just doing a show. And you were walking around, you're trying to get some cards for buybacks and stuff. And wasn't there somebody who basically was like, you're all, what are comps on this? What are you trying to get?
Yeah,
And
I didn't want to bust this guy out because he is nice.
Well,
but
but I'm not saying names.
we're not saying
Not
names,
saying
John.
names. Oh.
No, well, I don't know.
Wow.
It's not his name. It's
Frank?
Okay, yeah. I mean, look, it could be all.
Bill?
Yeah, Bill.
Bobby.
Yeah.
No, but
Jebediah.
I
Yeah.
We can just Henry?
Henry.
yeah, and we're looping this back around to the national because I actually just seen a tweet from Brian Gray that kind of speaks to this. So we were at a show, The Collected. It was a great show here in Santa Clara, right down the street from us. So we set up, and then on Sunday I had a chance to kind of walk around and try to buy some cards. And I went up to, and I was looking for kabooms and downtowns, which I'm going to be bringing to Fanatics Fest, trying to have a whole kaboom downtown kind of thing going on, along with all the other autographs that we're bringing. But I found a Devontae Adams downtown, and I was like, all right, Raiders Devontae Adams, nice card. For one, he didn't have any prices on it, and that was another theme that most people did not have prices, which does kind of piss me off.
That's not new, though.
Not new, but it pisses me off because then I have to look it up, and I don't have a basis of where he's standing on it.
It's called pitch 'em high, watch 'em buy, Doug.
So he laughed and he said, yeah, I'm at about 105% comps. And I thought it was a joke. So I just, I laughed right back with him. And I was that's funny. So then I looked it up and I said, look, this Devontae Adams sold for $325. He had to immediately pull up his phone and look at it as well. And he goes, yeah. He's like, $325. He's like, I'm at $350. And I was like, well, that's over the comp. He goes, exactly. He's like, I'm going to be able to bring these to the national and get more. So I'm already, trying to predict what this is going to go up to. So this is a kind of a cause and effect of people that buy for repacks that need cards like these because the shininess of the downtowns and the kabooms is what everybody craves on the old whatnot.
Didn't he have a comment later on about I want to have a chance to be able to buy them back from you?
That too. So he's like a lot of the sellers that I sell with.
Are you a pawn shop?
Give you 50% and come back later and get it back.
Get it back for a little.
I think he was
service fee?
mainly speaking to the network of like if he's going to sell at a good price, he wants to be able to work with you and get it at a good price. But I'm like, we don't sell that much on singles. But the point that Brian Gray made is that these little shows that's happening because there is a limited amount of inventory. He's like, guys are going to try to show up at the national and have this 105%, 100% comp status, but they're going to wind up not selling them because there's too much inventory. There's not enough repack buyers walking around to engulf all that inventory.
Are we sure? What if, there might be people who are like, I'm looking at 300% above comps. That's nothing lower.
I mean, if that's a strategy, the new hustle should be buying on eBay then, and then just taking the cards in person.
Yeah.
That's a new strategy, right?
Or you can get into a break at mojobreak.com, and you can also get some inventory that way.
You could. That's what I would do, because then you could take that kaboom and then sell it for 105%, 120% comps.
Yeah. Came up.
I mean,
thought I would sprinkle that in there.
But is that a? Let me ask you guys both. Is that the market's not in the early 2020s anymore when everything was really inflated? Because I think things were so inflated that people could take 80% and still make such a good margin. Now I think things have leveled down. So is it a seller's market now where they can just sit there and ask and just say, I know these people are going to pay for it? What do you guys think?
Well, I'll tell you right now, if anybody is actually selling cards at 105% above comps, then it is without a doubt a seller's market. It's definitely not a buyer's market.
No.
We talk about leaving some meat on the bone. Nothing.
Zero meat.
No meat. No, nothing to eat.
Nope. You're just getting a rare chicken bone.
Like not even a bone.
Yeah.
No bone. Empty plate.
No meat on that. Yeah.
Empty plate.
They sucked out the bone marrow of that thing.
They literally are like, I'd like my steak, and they come in and they're just like, here's an empty plate. Actually, what do you got in your pockets?
Yeah. Keep it coming.
Oh, you got it. You got a mint? Give me that mint. You got some gum? Give me that gum.
Toothpick.
You got a toothpick? Give me the toothpick.
Just get whatever you can walking out that door. But it does kind of scream. You know when you see those commercials or you see it in like a a sitcom where a guy goes to like a fancy high-end like Mastro's type steakhouse, and they just give you like a little tiny piece of steak with a little tiny like carrot, and then it's like $185.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're paying for the experience. Okay, that's what they tell you.
So when I'm buying from a dealer,
paying for the experience.
Paying for the experience.
Actually, you're
it's a learning experience.
You're paying for that. You're paying to converse, hang out, have a friend.
Right.
That's what you're paying for.
Have we got any more news about the National? I think there's has Panini released their silver pack? They've got to now,
yeah,
right?
we'll take a look. I will say, the one thing that I meant to put it on here, and it's something we've talked about already, that Topps Exchange program. I believe this was part of the Topps Exchange program. I got to find exactly where I found this post, but I can assure you it was out there. I wouldn't be just pulling this out of my butt here. This
right
was,
out of the keister.
Right out of the keister. Right out of the keister. Somebody took advantage of that Topps Exchange program that is being highly touted for the National. They were first of all, everything about this where I'm like, red flags everywhere. The guy had an Aaron Judge refractor auto out of I don't know what product. And it expires in 2026. But apparently it had been sitting on it long enough that it qualified for the exchange program.
Okay.
First of all, Aaron Judge signs. Why are you doing that? Self-inflicted, first of all.
Yep.
Secondly, got their cards back. I think it was a 24 Bowman pack, jumbo pack.
Dope.
There was a some sort of chrome pack in there. I don't know what year.
Like it.
Ethan Salas, number to 199, first Bowman auto.
Good ball player.
And this guy was pissed.
Oh.
Absolutely pissed.
Wasn't it number? Is it gold?
It's a speckle.
So did this guy already? He did it at the National already?
No. So I think he took advantage of the program because I think it's open now and took advantage of it already. Said, well, I'm going to try it. I have this thing. It's been sitting there, and he's pissed.
You can't.
Why did I do that?
But it's completely random of what you're going to get.
Right. First of all,
he had a choice, and he knew what he was going to get if he would just hold out. He just thought he was going to be able to get a come up.
Yeah.
And maybe he just wanted something to complain about because it was probably never going to be as good as the Judge unless it was like an Ohtani.
Right.
So he was going to complain no matter what.
And this is the problem with this.
I actually think the Ethan Salas as a replacement
has potential.
Could have been a lot worse.
What was it, Ethan Salas of what again?
First Bowman Ethan Salas auto, number to 199. Well, I don't know if it was number 199. It was a sparkle though. It was like
okay.
Sparkle. Yeah.
So it could have been 299, I think.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those that aren't familiar, Topps is offering, I think, is it 120 days? If your redemption has been pending for over 120 days, you can get a mystery box that has a floor of $70 and I guess a ceiling of $7,000. But if you're sitting there and you got a card that's worth $1,000, I mean, you're going to gamble with probably a 2 to 5% chance of getting a card worth more than what you're going to get.
Well, let's just there's no reason. If it's not expired and you have a card that's going to be worth $1,000 potentially, there's no reason to do that. You're not going to win. When you say like 2 to 3% chance, I don't think you have that good of a chance.
Now, if you have like a $50 redemption, do you take the chance?
You take the chance.
So it's almost like the rip card scenario where people were like, oh, you don't rip a rip card that's numbered to 20 or less, but any of the 99s, if they're not star players, you can rip it and take the chance. So, but it's like you put that figure in people's minds, right? You're like, I have $1,000 card. So, I mean, they're going to be bummed out no matter what.
I got a question, though. That Judge card, now that is Topps' inventory because they've already paid out for that. So where does that Judge card go now?
I have no idea. Probably in one of these exchange boxes down the road.
Probably. And what was it numbered to?
I'm trying to find the info right now. I remember seeing it on
because I really don't
watch the breaks. Ivan.
I really don't know if the value is that far off.
No. Well, so Salas's value has gone down. He's having a rough year. Something to keep in mind.
But it's a first Bowman.
It's a first Bowman, and he's 18 years old.
And Aaron Judge has been in every single product since 2013.
Right.
So no shortage. It's definitely not like an Aaron Judge Bowman first auto.
Right.
So Aaron Judge is going to have cards in every product for the next decade or so.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a shortage of Judge cards.
Aaron Judge is probably going to be signing in Topps products for the rest of his life. Let's be quite honest.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
So what is the longevity of value on that Aaron Judge card where you are getting the best Ethan Salas card that there is ever going to be.
Yep.
You're getting his first Bowman. There's not going to be another first Bowman that comes out that's another Salas. I actually think he did pretty good.
I do too.
I think it could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
The comments would say different. And again, if they're all judging it off of Ethan Salas is having a bad year in the minor leagues. He is not having a great year right now. I think his OPS is below 600.
But he is the number one catching prospect
Right,
in
and he's
baseball.
also he's 18.
He's a kid.
He just
What if
became an
children-
adult.
I mean, what if I think a suitable replacement? You go vet for vet. What if it was Christian Yelich? I honestly would be like, well, Yelich won an MVP. Yelich was one of the best players in the league at one point. Aaron Judge just so happens to be one of the best players at the current point. But who knows what happens in 3-4 years?
Right.
Who knows what his career is going to be? I would look at that and go, well, that's actually a fair replacement. So I think the Ethan Salas is like honestly over delivering.
Yeah. I see a couple comments. Yeah. Card Hunter in the chat.
Shout out to those in the chat.
Every judge is a good judge. Judge is the new Trout, which I think is fair. I think that's fair. Anytime you get a judge.
No, Ohtani.
Ohtani is.
Ohtani.
We want to go that. But I think Judge is not far off.
1A, 1B. They're probably shoo-ins for the MVP unless a disaster
It is
happens.
It is a 1A, 1B
so
situation.
Let's just throw tribute or museum collection out there, something like that that's relatively high end. You get an Aaron Judge auto that is numbered to, let's say 49 or 50, right?
Right.
Card's worth what, $300?
Maybe 600 high end, but yeah.
I'd say probably 300
yeah.
bucks.
With little to no upside on a 5th, 6th year unless he
10th year.
10th year. Well, yeah, exactly. 10th year. So, yeah, I mean, you're getting a first Bowman.
You're getting Ethan Salas' best card.
But see, this is what the perception is, though. This is what collectors do to themselves. Well, I'm exchanging $1,000 card. They're gonna put me in the pallet that has the $1,000 buybacks. But they probably don't do that. They probably just grab a random buyback. They don't know where it's going.
That Judge is not $8,000.
Well, you know what I'm saying. They're like, they're thinking tit for tat.
Ironically, the Ethan Salas a couple years ago, when it was pulled, was probably close to $1,000 card.
Right. And again, the value I did look at comps. The value's gone down. That card right now is sitting at about 200 to 250 on the high end.
But I don't think the Judge.
It's not over yet.
I don't think the Judge is worth much more than that.
Right.
Depending on what the numbering is.
Right.
Yeah.
Need to find the exact numbering. I need to find the exact numbering on it. But nonetheless, even if it's down in value, there's still the potential that Salas figures it out because, again, he's 18.
I mean,
and a year from now, you feel like, wow, that was the greatest trade I've ever made in my life.
The other thing is, don't let the impulse take over and don't do it.
That's the other thing.
I mean,
Judge signs. If you're that bummed about it,
self-inflicted.
what are you doing?
So if you're unhappy with it, there's nobody else to point at.
No.
But yourself.
Yeah.
So the Topps redemption program is in, guys. So you guys may have already seen this. So if you buy a hobby pack or hobby box, you get 1 silver pack redemption. And if you buy a jumbo pack, you get 2. There's
Jumbo
only
box.
4 jumbo box, sorry. There's only 2 qualifying products. Well, 3 technically. 2024 Series 1 Hobby Jumbo, 2024 Series 2 Hobby Jumbo, 2024 Bowman Hobby Jumbo, and 2024 Heritage Hobby. So those are the only 4 sealed boxes you can buy at participating dealers, which is usually technically only the big 3. I don't know if Topps is actually going to sell them themselves this year, but it is usually DA, Blowout, and Steel City, maybe 1 more.
What if you bring your own?
That's a good question.
What if I show up with a pallet of whatever product?
I think in the prior years they would give you a sticker along with your box.
Okay.
So to take over to Topps.
So I'm just letting people who want to be like double dipping might be tough.
And attendees can redeem up to 12 silver packs per transaction. So you cannot buy like 17 cases, clear out the entire stock.
You can. You just probably got to wait. You
gotta
got to wait
go
in line.
back in
You got to
line.
wait in line 17 times.
Yes. Yeah. So
if you were looking for some other updates for things you will probably find the first exclusives of at the National, much like last year, Upper Deck made a big to-do about, hey, and especially in Chicago, Connor Bedard is here. You can get the very first Connor Bedard cards. Upper Deck just announced just a few days ago, Macklin Celebrini is signed. We've got him. So
I saw
gonna
that.
probably see the same rollout, not as big. as
No,
Connor.
nobody cares about the Sharks.
Nobody cares about the Sharks.
Except for maybe us.
We do. We'll be there. Hey,
The Sharks.
guess we'll be right there at the upper deck booth, ready to collect
right in.
Macklin.
The Chargers of the NHL.
Oh, brother, that hurts.
They're not your grandpa's Chargers.
That hurts my Bolts and my Sharks. Come on now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I mean, it's perfect. You're a Sharks fan. You're a Chargers fan.
Yeah, I guess.
It's perfect.
you love those teams.
Boy.
I don't think Panini promo pack details. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I was going to
Okay.
say, I'm having a hard time finding
So,
stuff right
okay, so there's a little bit more of a tiered system for the Panini Wrapper redemption.
Panini.
Open one of these boxes to receive silver packs. If you do 23-24 Select English Premier League, you get 3 packs. Donruss Racing, you get 1 pack. Ooh. 23-24 Donruss Euro League Basketball, you get 2 packs. 2024 Donruss Baseball, you get 1. 23-24 Donruss Optic Fast Break Basketball, you get 3. 23-24 Prism Basketball Mega, you get 1. And 23-24 Donruss Optic Basketball Mega, you get 1. So, obviously, these companies are using what they don't have, that hasn't sold out clearly with the Donruss Racing here and the Donruss Baseball and the English Premier League Soccer. But at first glance, I think that Optic Fast Break is a pretty good deal. You got a chance of getting Wemby inside of there, and then you get the 3 silvers. Maybe on the cheaper side, you get the Megas, Prism Basketball Megas. I don't know what they're going to be priced at. You get 1 pack for that. So a little bit more options that you can do. Baseball, basketball, no football it looks like, but soccer, you got options to get packs with Panini for those silver packs. And I'd like to see a checklist. I don't know if we can find out, is there going to be Wembys in there? Are they going to put Caleb Williams in there? Are there going to be, what is going to be the chase inside the silver? I got to assume there's going to be Wemby in there, right? And maybe some of the new rookie class in a college uniform. I don't know. So something to follow along with.
Yeah. So I have seen. So yeah, Panini does have a whole thing on their website now that just went. Yeah, I think we're pulling from the same one. Also looking like free case break for kids. We've got the VIP party, of course, the 13th annual VIP party, Saturday night, downtown Cleveland. Musical act and attendees. Who we betting on the musical act? They knocked it out of the park last year.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
That would be
Man.
dope. Or
that would be-
MGK's too big.
Yeah.
MGK's too
Well,
big.
I mean, they got big boy and Diplo, right? Is that
Yeah, Diplo's pretty big.
That was pretty damn big.
Is that what we're doing now? Like now instead of having a DJ, like we're doing a full-on act, like a musical act.
like a mini concert, like not even a mini concert. That was a full-on concert.
I mean, it was the same thing as seeing Little John was seeing Big Boy. I mean, we were like feet from the stage.
yes.
Maybe they'll bring DJ Cool back.
Cody had it like just an out of body
I
experience.
actually did. Yeah, I was in so much flop sweat. It was disgusting by the end of it. I couldn't. I just was like, I think I lost 10 pounds in that.
I would have lost my mind. I mean, I'm bummed I couldn't have gone, but like I would have lost my mind if Andre 3000 would have came out and he would have he would have premiered his flute album.
Yo, man, could you imagine if we saw the first flute album?
If he just comes out and he's like, I'm going to premiere for everybody at Panini.
Yeah.
My flute ensemble.
Guy comes out with a didgeridoo.
And he just plays probably 7 hours of just improv jazz flute.
What a
It would have been amazing. Cody and I would have been losing our mind like this is the greatest night of our
I would
lives.
have looked like those hippies at like that Woodstock footage in '69.
I would have been.
That would have been what I would have looked like.
I would have been doing like the flower dance.
Dude, that would have been insane. I mean, Big Boy. So it's not going to be area specific because obviously Big Boy's from Atlanta, correct?
Yes.
So we were in Chicago. So
it didn't have any connection to the city. So we'll see.
I mean, this is my third Cleveland trip. I think this is your
second. No,
Cleveland.
maybe third. Maybe second. I can't.
I think it's your second because I think this is my third Cleveland. It does seem for the VIP party, the athletes are not as premier as the Chicago. Chicago always seems like they get like tier 1 A-list athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, people want to come out to Chicago. People like
So,
coming
I
out
mean,
to
where would
Chicago.
you rank Big Boy? I mean, is that like so what would be
What,
a
what
Big
would
Boy
be the
type of
equivalent?
act? Yeah.
Really big in like the 90s, 2000s.
That's
will
not-
like click with a certain like because there was a split.
Yeah.
You noticed.
Is he the Alanis Morissette of hip hop?
Of hip hop, where it was like, man, what huge. If Alanis Morissette came on stage to a certain demographic, everyone would go, wow, that's Alanis Morissette. This is a big deal. And half the audience would go, who?
But see where Panini
What is
probably
happening?
Which is what happened when all the Diplo people went out because the half that was into Big Boy was like, who? I don't know who is this guy. Who
But
is this
see where
kid?
Panini benefited, obviously, is that we know Outkast is a duo.
Right.
So the price of Outkast is probably, up there, but the price for Big Boy
may not be possible, right?
well, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if you'd be able to get them both together to do a show.
Who, Outkast?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. There's no way.
Yeah, so you're only getting
You would have to pay like
There may
even,
not-
even
there-
the richest people who live in like I don't know like
Abu
Dubai.
Dhabi.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dubai. They couldn't afford reuniting Andre.
Yeah, because they just
3000 and
paid
Big Boy.
$10 million for Bieber to
Oh,
do
the
a birthday party.
the Royal Indian wedding, right?
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was nuts.
10 million.
I
10
was
million to show up
watching
and
that.
sing some songs.
Part of me was impressed, and part of me was just kind of like disgusted.
Well,
Like,
the thing is that like at that point, you can't like Bieber can't hide the fact that there is a price. There, like he's all there is. I have a price tag,
$10
and
million's a
it's
big-
$10 million.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably,
good.
obviously, plus probably accommodations and
You-
expenses and travel. And,
you know too. I mean, he probably.
Do you think he
like-
would bid for that after on top of the $10 million? He'd be like, nah, I need more than that.
I think.
I think that was probably worked in his contract.
Jeez.
That he,
I think that 10
it was
million
10 million. It was 10 million
Right.
as a fee,
Yeah.
plus expenses. I mean, if you're going to spend 10 million, what's another 250,000?
As they say in contract negotiations, there's an offer of if you don't want to do something, there is the FU offer of just like FU, 10 million or nothing. And they probably went, okay.
Yeah.
And how are you going to turn that down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's like, he's all,
Okay then. All right.
Like, I'm
I
sure
guess
he would
I'm
do a
doing this
show in
wedding.
Vegas for like $1 million, right? But like to go all the way out there, he's just like, yeah, just tell him $10 million. And they're like,
I
they
don't-
took it.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly. He did it as like as a joke because I'm like I'm not going to do this unless it is an ungodly amount of money.
Yeah.
You know.
But you know what? Sunday morning will be very tough for us. We are we have to depart at 7:23 a.m. So if that panini party's really good, it's gonna be tough to. Yeah,
it gets over. It gets over at 11.
it's gonna be tough. It gets over at 11, but you're running high on if like a big boy type performance, and you're like, let's keep the party going. It will be my birthday at midnight that night, so that morning I should say. So. Yeah, it may not go to bed. I don't know. We'll see. It's that's gonna be tough.
I'm looking right now, collect.com, which by the way, we talked about them. They've been actually a great source for the podcast. So
How do you
shout out
spell
to
it
them.
again?
CLLCT, because you can't have a company in the year 2024 with all the letters in the word. That's not how things work.
No,
anymore. But shout out to them because this is a great write up of all of the things, like a breakdown of the autograph pavilion, and they have premium add-on costs for autographs. If you want a certain person to inscribe things, like if you want Reggie Jackson, if you have a game-used hat of Reggie Jackson, if you want him to inscribe game-used, that's going to be an extra $1,560.
Jeez.
If you want him to inscribe Mr. October, $73 extra. If you want to have Emmett Smith inscribe
Wait.
Yeah,
Mr. October.
right.
So we're not paying by the letter.
No.
Obviously.
But that's a simple one. But I guess because game used, what you're doing by him saying game used, you've upped the value so much that he's like, you got to.
how does
But
he
how,
know that?
how
Yeah.
does he
Right.
know it's game
Right,
used?
we know, that's a thing. It's weird. That's a little, that's kind of weird that they're doing that one.
And why is it 73? It might be like 73-23.
It's very
like
weird.
like why is it not 70 or 80 or 75? Like we're at that $3 extra. Is that like going to the handler fee or?
If you want more, if you want some of the notable Buffalo Bills players to write "Nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills," it will cost you for Jim Kelly $94 and for Thurman Thomas $82.
I don't get it.
Pete Rose, if you
Jeez.
want him to
Oh,
write,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry I bet on baseball. That's an
hope-
extra $124.
I could guarantee you, he'll write anything you want.
Yeah.
There's a Not even on that list. You can probably say, hey, Pete.
Joe Montana has 3 premium inscription add-ons. 1977 National Champions for Notre Dame gear, $203. Super Bowl MVP, $307. I Left My Heart in San Francisco, $619. That's a weird one. Is there like a copyright
why are we
thing
like
there?
fractional dollar amounts? I don't understand.
I've never seen anything like this. This comes from Darren Ravel.
I wonder if it has to do with who maybe TriStar needs to get their cut.
That's got to be something.
So these players are like, if I do this, I want $500 in my pocket.
Right.
And then TriStar is like, well, we need our fee, so it's going to be whatever percentage on top of that.
And one of my favorite ones here. There's things they will not sign. Bo Jackson cannot sign the phrase
Bowl, yeah.
Bo knows. And he can't sign the word phrase Bo knows.
And I don't think he can sign
And Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bowl for some reason.
Yep.
Whoa, don't we have a Tecmo Bowl?
I think it was made, though.
Yes. Roger Clemens does not sign anything that has to do with the Mike Piazza bat incident from the 2000 World Series.
Who doesn't?
Roger Clemens.
Oh.
Anything where he threw the broken bat at Mike Piazza, he does not sign. Ricky Henderson does not sign bases.
Well, I mean,
Or the book that was written about him.
You
That's
don't
interesting. He
you
must
don't
not
want
like
to
the book.
carry around a base.
Yeah, true.
That's huge.
Cal Ripken Jr., no inscriptions on. Same. Mike Piazza also doesn't sign Roger Clemens' bat incident stuff. Apparently, they both. That's a sour spot.
I honestly, I watched that again. I don't
You know what the
remember it.
holy grail is? To get them both to sign one item and to get it inscribed.
Yes.
The bat incident.
You got to have the one thing. Bo Jackson also does not sign that stuff that has Cam Newton's autograph on it already. It's interesting.
Huh?
Right?
Wait, who?
Oh,
well, because they're both Auburn.
Auburn.
He will not sign things that already has Cam Newton's autograph on it.
Interesting.
Just Cam Newton.
Cam Newton or Pat Sullivan.
Ooh, old Pat Sullivan.
That's it.
Hate them. Hate them.
That's it.
Who else is famous Auburn? Frank Thomas, right?
I believe so.
So he's good. So Frank Thomas, Bo Jackson, dual
That's
sign.
fine.
We're good.
Apparently, that's
We're good.
fine. We know. And last one, Joe Montana has a special price. If it has, he will sign stuff that has Tom Brady's name on it. If Tom Brady has already signed it, he will sign it for an extra $1,560.
Jeez.
Which, that one I get. That might be worth it.
Because, yeah, you have the two goats signing. Yeah.
That makes sense. So interesting. So interesting dive in some of the.
Is AB going to be there? No, Antonio Brown's not going to be there, I don't think, right?
Don't know if he's in the pavilion. I do
that
not
would be,
know.
yeah, I would.
That would be pretty
CT,
wild.
ESPN, that'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, I did not know that. That's some interesting stuff to figure
like
out the
that.
dynamics of what you want the player to sign on there. Tom Brady recently did a signing. Did you see this video where he signed? They snuck in an Eli Manning New York Giants jersey, and I think he put FU on it. He signed it, but he put FU.
That's good.
And then Eli got it, and he looked at it, he laughed, and he put good game. And it signed
That's
it.
a great
so it's
piece
on
of memorabilia.
both numbers of Eli's jersey. So I don't know where that's going, but I think that'd be pretty cool.
That's really cool. That's a great piece.
So trying to get a little creative with the signing stuff.
fun
So
with it. Yeah.
Who do you see on that list that is like
Why are you asking for this stuff?
or
what?
No, who is Montana the top guy?
That's signing.
Yeah.
So these are all. So those were just the. I got to go to the actual NSCC page.
I think we already went through it, but I think
Yeah.
it's
There's a lot of guys who went there. I mean, Montana is a big one.
no Brady, right?
There's no Brady, which
No.
they
It'll
got.
at the Fanatic Fest.
Did we do like a side by side? I think it'd be interesting to see a side by side of people who are at Fanatics Fest, people who are signing at the National, and if there's any crossover, which I doubt there's going to be much.
no, and I think people are saying that Fanatics Fest pricing is
a little high.
and I don't think Brady is signing. I think there's certain guys that are just going to make appearances.
Yeah.
But I think Fanatics has just photo pricing. So I think if you go to Fanatics Fest, Tom Brady, nope. Yeah, so he will not be signing.
Well, I can tell you. So I'm looking at baseball, notable first national appearance. The most notable one is Sammy Sosa is making his first national appearance. Seldom makes public appearances anymore.
Not in Chicago, though.
Not in Chicago. Well,
In
he's got a
Cleveland.
weird relationship with Chicago.
So here, for example, Fanatics
With
Fest
the
has
Cubs specifically.
for Eli Manning. Eli Manning will be there signing. To take a photo with Eli Manning, $180.
Yeah.
Flats, $180. Jerseys $249. Full size helmets $249. Artwork and litho $599. Game used items $599 and inscriptions $99. And it doesn't say specifically what he can or cannot sign.
Yeah.
Peyton's a little bit more, $400 to just take a photo with Peyton Manning. So $400.
Now, and I'm assuming this is like a photo that's going to be on your phone.
I'm assuming
Like they're not going to have like a photographer that's going to basically print out the photo for you. You get like an 8x10. No, I think this is here. We're going to be able to. Here's a selfie.
Rookie card. He'll sign rookie cards for $399. So you could essentially get a photo and a signed rookie card. It would cost you $800 if Fanatics Fest for Peyton Manning. Travis Scott is going to be there, but he's not signing. Mike Tyson's only doing photo ops. $149. That's it. No signing.
Jeez.
Ben Stiller?
Ben Stiller's not.
Oh, yeah. Ben Stiller is going to do a Q&A with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. So they are going all in on the New
he's
York.
going to be with Spike Lee.
And Spike Lee.
Yeah.
That's cool. So it's going to be an all Knicks Q&A.
That's going to be dope.
That's actually been really cool.
Oh, Gary V.
Gary V, of course.
Nothing about signing, though. Cody Rhodes, $129. Rhea Ridley, photo op, $99. Oh, the Hulkster. He will be doing photo ops for $200.
Is he doing inscriptions?
He will. Doesn't say. Probably not. Probably not after what happened. Yeah, Allen Iverson, Josh Hart, Pete Alonso. So definitely Jesse Palmer will be there from The Bachelor. He'll be there.
That's
Part of the 100 years of New York Football Giants.
First, by the way, going back to the National, just saw this is not the most notable player ever, but Greg Oden making his first national appearance. Greg Oden is coming out of the woodworks to sign some stuff. So,
Here we go.
Good for him.
Here we go,
Anyway,
Cody.
just thought that
Is Jerry Rice at the National?
he is not.
I think he is.
Let me see.
Because we have Jerry Rice at Fanatics
I didn't
Fest.
see Jerry Rice on the list.
What about Barry Sanders?
Barry Sanders.
He's been at the National. He's been at the National.
He's
before.
definitely been at the National. I am not. Let me see.
I could have
see
sworn
Joe.
Jerry Rice is there.
Jerry Rice is there.
Can you
yes.
click on him? Will we get any pricing there?
There's no pricing. No pricing on Jerry.
Could-
But it is listed as Fanatics exclusive.
Okay, so yeah, he is at Fanatics Fest, and we have a $199. No photo. Oh wait, photo ops are $249 for Jerry. Rookie cards are $249. Game used items $12.50. Inscriptions $149.
He's the only one that I can see right now, and I'm sure there's a few in baseball, but that's the first time I've seen that where a player is listed as a Fanatics exclusive signee.
Your buddy Lawrence Taylor will be at
LT.
the Fanatics Fest.
My guy, he'll sit down and he will talk your ear off when it comes to football.
Cal Ripken Jr. listed as a Fanatics exclusive as well. Same with Mike Piazza. The baseball list is great,
Ocho
by the
Cinco?
way. The baseball, I mean, Albert Pujols, Mike Piazza, Cal
Daryl
Ripken.
Strawberry?
I know we're doing the Fanatics Fest here. We're crossing over a little
I know. We're doing a lot of crossover, but Fanatics is going to be – you are not going to be lacking for great autographs.
Rudy.
At
Rudy's going to
NSCC.
be at Fanatic Fest.
No.
Rudy Ridger.
Yeah, so can you get a dual auto
$29
of
photo op.
Montana and Rudy?
Good.
Will
Did
he-
they play on the
will
same
he-
team?
Yeah, I think so. I want to say Montana might have been a freshman.
Sounds right.
And then, so it'd be interesting to see. Also, Leaf, we were surprised it took this long for this to happen. But the Hawk Tuah is going to be in cards, signing. How much would you guys pay in the chat for a Hawk Tuah?
You think she's going to be at the Fanatic Fest?
She might be.
Maybe
I
the National?
There's a shot. I mean, look.
She's going to be a speaker that you just got to get lucky that some big Instagram films you and you say the right thing at the right time? That's how success happens.
Yeah.
Maybe
Exactly.
she'll be at the Panini VIP party.
Yeah. I just am like, okay. There's a.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't think anybody is surprised.
The price, yes. I think that's definitely the price there.
I really feel that they could have let this one go.
This is just getting.
They could have let it. They could have let it go. They didn't have to.
It is exactly who Leaf is. For better or worse, this is what they do, right? This is
Yeah,
what they do.
They
we
are.
all
There's got to be
gonna
a company that does it. Scrapes the bottom, right? That scrapes the bottom of the
This
autograph.
is always what happens.
Couldn't you give this one a super break? Let them
Let them have the exclusive.
let them-
I mean, there is literally too much money on the table.
Let
for them
Scott
to
get a W.
We are monitoring the situation to see if this has sold out. I think a lot of people are like, my entire hopes for the society are relying on if this sells out or not.
So it's live.
Oh, it'll sell out.
Oh, it's live.
They'll just
It is still not sold out, which, frankly, might be,
How much?
Might be $99.
And then it could get a 101.
$99.99.
But you get a random auto that's numbered.
Totally random.
A random numbered auto.
Totally random. Totally random.
She is going to have a reality show, and frankly, if anyone's ever seen that Simpsons episode, it spoofs all Simpsons mania, where Bart gets big for just saying I didn't do it, and it just goes wild. And then by the end of it, he's just like so tired of it, and then he finally gets like on TV, and no one cares anymore. This is literally the path she's on. God bless her for taking advantage and getting her money.
Are the Simpsons still current episodes?
There are still current. I mean,
whoa,
longest running show of all time, right?
If a show, it answers the question. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is there to hear it, if a show's on TV and no one's there to watch it, is it still really on? So, actually, there's a great Simpsons joke about it.
I mean, but if you're her,
it has to still be getting ratings.
Enough.
It wouldn't be on if it didn't.
I bet it gets just enough to justify it being on.
Is it still like Sunday night?
Still Sunday night at 8 p.m.
Hey, I mean, it's a prime.
Yeah.
King of the Hill still on too?
No, I mean, it got there, but it was like, what? I think they went about 15 years. King of the Hill.
So. Beavis and Butthead keeps coming back.
Family Guy has now reached its 25th year.
Oh, my God.
Which is wild. There was a break in between.
South Park has got to be.
South Park is getting up there. They have a lot of breaks in between, though. And
then they've been shooting some movies, right? They've been putting out longer episodes.
It's okay. See, they kind of pivoted where they're not doing really seasons anymore. They're just doing these long form episodes that they split up into like 5 episodes. Or you can watch it all as a movie.
And they kind of do it like themes of what's going on in America.
Yeah.
Right.
They did like an Ozempic. They did like a spoof on Prime.
Yeah, the Prime drink. Yeah. So I feel like that's the right way to do it, rather than. Yeah, if you watch some of those new Simpsons episodes and you hear it's all mostly the original voice cast, and it's
crazy.
like, oh yeah, it's been 30 years.
They're all still there.
Some of them sound like Marge sounds considerably older.
And Hank Azaria is
Hank Azaria's still there, still doing it.
Has he been original?
Original.
Oh,
since the beginning.
So he had to be a young man when he started doing it.
Because he's like in his 60s.
Dude, cash and checks, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
they're set for life.
And Bart is a female voice.
Still the same voice.
Him and Brockmire was one of the most underrated shows in history.
How many seasons did that last?
It was like 2.
Not that many, yeah.
It was like 2.
It was a couple episodes. But every year, I think he goes on Dan Le Batard as Brockmire.
Oh, so
and
good.
does like a state of baseball as Brockmire. It's very
That's
funny.
amazing. Yeah, he's got that voice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, $99. I mean, but if you're the Hawk Tuah Girl, Haley Welch is, I guess,
Get
her
your
name.
money.
Yeah, get it. I mean, I would.
money.
Why not? I mean, how much do you think Leaf gave her? If they're selling for $99, they probably gave her at least $25 an auto, right? $30 an auto.
Oh, yeah. I sure hope so.
I hope she's getting at least that.
Yeah.
And
She's
it doesn't
gonna be set for
say
life.
it doesn't say the print run. Like, did they make 7,000 packs? Did they make 200 packs? Does not say. So, are you guys buying one?
No.
No.
God, no.
I feel like I just got to remember this moment in time and buy it. Where were you at when the Hawk Tuah Girl came out on TikTok?
It's Dan and I were talking about this before we went on. What's becoming this whole blow up is just ridiculous. But what's more ridiculous is now everybody trying to be the new Hawk Tuah Girl, trying to create the new moment to the point where there are now ones where it's so obviously staged, it's so obviously scripted, where it's like, you guys gotta stop. Like,
well, and you feel bad for the content.
embarrassed.
The content
Ridiculous.
creators were pretty big. Like they had like a lot of followers, but like they basically don't get any credit from this. They don't get any residuals from it. She's just moved. So it's almost like as a content creator that does stuff like that, you like don't want somebody to be too good. Because I mean, I guess your content's going to go up.
Yeah, that guy.
But you're not going to get famous from it.
Can anyone name the account that came from? No. You're right.
Unless that's Pookie. She says, "I love Pookie." Maybe that's
Maybe it's Pookie.
Is it? Let's see.
I don't know.
Is
I've got
it?
no idea who Pookie is. I'm not as well versed in the Hawk Tuah
You
Girl
know,
lore.
yeah, I don't care. So that's cool.
Yeah. The jersey that Babe Ruth called a shot in's up for auction. So there's that.
That's
Yeah, I think
that's
What will
better.
sell for more, the Hawk Tuah Girl or the called shot jersey?
I hope the called shot jersey.
Wasn't it already breaking a record, and it's still time to?
There's still time. They're estimating it could go up to $30 million.
What did your search
Pretty
come up
nuts.
with?
I don't know. No,
It doesn't matter.
it
Yeah.
says Pookie the Hawk Tuah Girl. I don't know.
I think it's interesting.
Is her name Pookie?
No, I don't think so.
No idea. I think it's
'Cause her
Haley.
name-
Yeah, it's Haley Welch.
She didn't sign the cards as Hawk Tuah, did she?
No, she signed it with her.
Her name
she signed it with
that nobody knows.
Yes.
Because people know her as the Hawk
It's
Tuah
Hawk
girl.
Tuah Girl. Yes.
On
Nobody knows
the
the name
on
of
the card.
Yes.
Does the card say Hawk Tuah?
Yes, it
It
says
says
Haley
Haley
Welch,
Welch.
and then parentheses.
Hawk Tuah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, she's never be able to do anything
Look,
else.
no one's gonna know.
It doesn't matter. Good for her.
Yeah.
She's a real talent.
From Nashville, I believe, or from the Tennessee area.
Yeah, that's the boy. Just put a microphone in front of people's faces in Nashville on that stretch downtown, and I mean, you're just gonna go viral overnight.
Third
I
Street?
don't know what it is. I've never been to Nashville. So.
Broadway.
Broadway is
Yeah.
the
Broadway and Third, I feel like sounds right.
Just put
But
a
it-
microphone in someone's face.
It's funny because that was just a blow up for free, but you know, Netflix and Apple and Prime and Hulu are all trying to get that many views and paying millions upon millions and billions of dollars to try to entertain us. So we're in that time frame of America where we don't just have 14 channels; we have all these options, and you've got to be the best. So I guess that's creating more and more entertainment for us. I guess.
Wait, what? I'm not. How did that?
I get what you mean.
I don't-
get
I'm
what you
saying
mean.
that you could take a phone and get 50 billion
Right.
views by just going Hawk Tuah.
Yeah.
Oh,
HBO is paying $500 million for the new Game of Thrones season,
can't
or
say
you
that
could
that's-
just film this for 30 seconds and that.
and that is entertaining people.
Sure, more than
Yeah.
spending. So what's a better investment? You know what I mean? If you're looking, if
how
you're
many
only from
people
that
saw that?
perspective-
That's what happened. How many guys, how many girls saw that and just shared it because they all laughed about it, right? I mean, it was only a 10-second thing that is also a thing that goes to our attention span in society these days is you got 10 seconds to listen to this, right?
She didn't invent it.
Well, who did it?
I mean, anybody has some
Look.
free time, they can probably do some digging on the interwebs,
Right.
and see that it was probably before her.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's just the way she said it with the accent.
Right. Right.
The timing of it. It was just perfect.
Look, Dr.
Yeah.
J didn't invent the slam. Dr. J really invented the slam dunk in the modern era, but Michael Jordan perfected it. I get it. I get what you mean. Hawk Tuah Girl. Same concept. She's the Michael Jordan of social media is what I'm trying to
She
say.
is the Michael Jordan of the Hawk Tuah.
Of the Hawk Tuah.
I'm sorry.
Man.
I'm really sorry, everyone.
Yep. I mean, that's where we're at. I didn't think on, in July of 2024, I'd be talking about spitting on that thing, So I did not think that. Did not think that. But
we are.
let's talk about some stuff that's coming out tomorrow that's, kind of under the radar. I think that if you're into gambling on cards, the newest soccer set is going to be something that's going to be interesting with Lamine Yamal's first rookie card, Topps Chrome. That's if you believe this guy. I mean, Spain won the cup.
Crazy.
This guy was one of the youngest players to ever play in the cup. Also playing for Barcelona.
He had an assist in the final.
Yep.
I mean, he had a good. He also, what is he? How old is he?
He's 16.
He just turned 17.
He looks young too.
Yeah.
Like he was out there, and I was like, whoa, that dude like literally looks like he's a teenager because he is.
I think by the time the World Cup comes around, assuming Spain's in, well, I think they're in it already. He will be one of, I think, 3 or 4 18-year-olds to ever play in the World Cup. Somebody in the chat, you can check me on
We
that.
also had a kid debut in the MLS at 14.
14 years
Yeah,
old.
I don't even know how that works
He
out.
beat out the great Freddie Adu.
Man, remember that?
Remember Freddie
And
Adu?
he thought the great,
What happened with
great
Freddie Adu?
American hope of soccer.
Freddie Adu did play for the U.S. national team.
Yeah. He ended up having a career.
Yeah, he was never going to be able to live up to the hype.
It was too much.
It's just my thing is at that point, maybe you've gone through puberty, but like you're still kind of growing into your body. Are you going to be as fast and as talented as an 18-year-old? I think the Lamine thing's a little differently. He's closer to a grown man who's had those 2 or 3 years. But at 14, are you still going to be? Stuff could happen.
Well, that tells you a couple things. It tells you the the skill level of MLS is not quite there. If you're like, well, we're just going to bring in 14-year-olds, and they're going to be able to compete with players that are in their 30s.
It's gotten better in the MLS. I'll give them that. It's gotten better. It's never going to be at the level of what it is in England.
And
or
how do you feel if
Spain.
you're like the 32-year-old journeyman? They're like,
that is getting taken out of the game for a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
It's that
replaced.
classic that I don't know who tweeted it out, but it's the classic one of like, me at 34. Wow, I've got the rest of my life ahead of me. Like Blake Griffin at 34. This man is literally on his final dying breath. How did he do this tonight?
Yeah.
It's
Like, the way
real.
that
It's
they
a
do this
real
in
life
sports.
version of the movie Rookie of the Year, where the kid gets brought in for the great Gary Busey. Is it Gary Busey?
Sure, I think so.
It's Gary Busey,
Yeah, we were
right?
talking about Rookie of the Year.
I mean, if
on,
we
Friday
start
night.
setting this precedent, we might have like, obviously we have the Braun. But say a guy has a kid at 20. I mean, you could be talking about a 34-year-old dad
True.
playing with his son at 14. There could be 10 years of them playing together. You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy if you put that in perspective?
I'm waiting for the. Is there a way we can get? Can this ever happen in any league where we get a grandfather, a son, and a kid?
I mean, look,
All the same.
all
it
in the same
could.
league.
it could. Hockey's the most likely because hockey dudes play till they're like
Yeah, you can
50,
play. You
60.
can play into.
Or you would have to, I mean, I'm not going to promote this, but you'd have to have each one having kids at like 14.
Very, yeah,
No,
very,
yeah.
very
I mean, I
You'd have to have
Sure.
like,
It's
I have a-
technically
18,
possible.
14, 28, and 42.
I have a cousin that like was a grandfather in his 30s.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd have to have like a Gilmore Girls situation. Was that
mean,
the show? Where
I-
it was the mom was like 35 and her daughter was like
The Alou
15,
family,
16.
but we had more like coaching.
Anyway.
You had the coach. Well,
Right.
then Cal Ripken had Ripken Senior. Yeah.
right. Anyway. The Olympics start Friday.
Sweet.
or Wander Franco's kids.
Oh,
too
boy.
soon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we care? The Olympics start Friday.
I love
Do we care?
I love the Olympics.
Yeah.
I love 'em.
Summer's always better than winter.
It is.
I feel like we. Can
I
agree.
like the winter too.
winter. I like winter too, but summer is that's the Olympics with a capital O.
Yeah, I mean, nothing says like, remember those old videos of like Michael Johnson, Usain Bolt? I mean, this is the event.
That's where guys become icons.
What is the can't miss sporting event in the Olympics? Is it still swimming?
I think it's swimming and gymnastics are like the ones to me that are
Because
track
you-
and field, but there hasn't
'cause-
been like a great
Because the
track
U.S.
and field
because the
side.
U.S. has been good. Like,
mean,
so
yeah,
so
let's be
generally
honest.
we only like sports that we dominate in.
Was Michael Phelps still in it?
Phelps has been done. Well,
Yeah,
I
he's
mean
not
that
in it,
so
right?
that Topps Chrome comes out. First of all, it's the first time U.S. there's going to be an Olympics Topps Chrome set, which I found
The
shocking.
Simone Biles have autos.
Simone Biles has autos.
Oh, well, that's
Michael
gonna be
Phelps
huge.
has autos. Katie Ledecky's in there. So it's actually going to be like a legit set.
Did they get? Well, it'd be the winner one. But
I don't-
Tanya Harding, who's gonna get her? in?
they got Tanya Harding.
Tanya Harding,
They got,
Nancy Kerrigan,
they
dual
got
auto.
Dual auto.
Dude.
And then
Wow.
maybe the quad auto with
Yeah.
like the security guard and the boyfriend.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
the-
buried the hatchet. I don't
The
know.
100-meter, the track and field stuff will be big because, I mean, that's always a draw, but no Bolt anymore. So you have to have, like, a true star, too, that's, like, setting records. Like, I tuned in for Usain Bolt, like, when that was going down. So,
I tune in for the cross country running.
Yeah.
That's
oh, yeah, yeah. And
what's
get
the
super
new?
engaging.
Is there a new Summer Olympic?
There are new
break
Summer
dancing.
Olympics. Break dancing is the
Really?
big one.
yeah. We
Jabberwocky's in it, or?
Jabberwocky's, oh, man, if Jabberwocky's was representing the U.S., it'd be in the bag.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, they live in Vegas,
How
right?
do you score high in breakdancing?
That's so subjective.
Yeah.
Which I guess you could argue
And why did it
gymnastics sort of is,
wasn't
but
breakdancing really popular in the 80s?
80s.
So it took-
Skateboarding.
never died. Yeah, skateboarding is, I think it says its second Olympics.
well, that's a sport.
No,
But
it says making their Olympic debut. Sport climbing. I don't know what that means.
Sport climbing.
parkour? That's
says-
parkour.
Yes, parkour's in there.
Parkour.
Yeah.
It's literally parkour. That's
Dude,
kind of awesome.
Have you seen that video that went viral?
Yes, surfing is in the Olympics now.
There's a guy that's like he's overweight like all of us, but he's like in a parking garage and he's like doing like little. He went super viral. But he's not doing.
Yeah.
He's just like literally jumping over like the parking
Maybe
spots.
Leaf can get him to sign.
Might as well.
Yes, so surfing is back. Skateboarding.
Kelly Slater still in it, or?
I can't. There's no way. Kelly Slater, the great Kelly Slater.
And how do we have skateboarding like 20 years too late with Tony Hawk? Come on.
Olympic surfing will not actually be in France because, I mean, that's kind of tough. The
don't have
beaches
the
of France
waves.
don't really have the waves. It'll be in French Polynesia.
Oh, nice.
9,000 miles away.
I was gonna say there's Half Moon Bay.
Yeah. Skateboarding, sport climbing, that's parkour.
Is that Mavericks? Is that
Yes.
Half Moon Bay?
Yes, Half Moon Bay.
Kayak cross, which I believe is happening in the Seine River. There's some tweaks. Artistic swimming, that's...
Isn't that synchronized
Say
swimming?
it's synchronized swimming. It says it's the first time there's men's artistic swimming.
What?
Okay.
Oh, Bill May's pissed.
Oh,
Yeah.
our buddy,
that
our buddy back in the day when we were
We were
lot
18.
younger.
He was part of the Santa Clara synchronized swim thing.
Missed the
Initially
chance.
got invited to the Olympics, but then the Olympic Committee said, "You're a male, can't be in it."
Mr. Chance.
Yeah.
It's that SNL
Maybe-
skit I always think of.
Maybe
too.
he's in it though.
I mean, he was
Watch-
older than
you-
us.
What if you watch and he's the coach? Be like, he finally did it. God bless him.
See if he's in the news.
That would be,
So
that'd be awesome.
I do think he was doing Cirque du Soleil in Vegas.
Wow. I mean, there's an outside shot. He's connected to this. If it was that close.
Man, you Google him, he comes straight up.
Yeah.
There he is. We slang.
If you're- if
we were
he was
slanging
that
ice. We were
close.
slanging ice cream with that homie.
Yeah, he was doing. He was working at Baskin Robbins with us. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. USA Artistic Swim National. Let's see if he's former performer, Cirque du Soleil, head coach of Santa Clara Artistic Swimming. So
All right.
I mean, there's a shot.
9,000 followers. He's got a check mark.
Maybe
Why
we'll,
did
see them
why
in
did they
the
change
Olympics.
the name from synchronized swimming to
I don't-
artistic swimming?
I have no idea. That seems weird,
Huh.
right?
Oh, he is 2024 Olympic hopeful.
There you go.
Team USA. Welcome, Bill May.
Wow. That's awesome.
Wow.
There you go.
Well,
Breaking news.
I know what I'll be watching.
Yep.
God, he got one last chance in there.
This
45.
finally got it. It's finally the moment.
God, he was. I mean, how can you still be that flexible?
That's
though?
awesome. Good for him. That's cool.
So yeah, well maybe he got a card in tops, dude.
Dude, that'd be rad.
Possibly. So
Is the Olympic checklist out? We got to shut down
yes,
the show now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but we didn't get the chance to really talk about the CT scanners. I mean, it's just like
Yeah, let's end the show on
yeah,
that.
we could talk a little bit about that.
So I've got a point of
strange
view. So
topic.
obviously there was some photos, and you know you can't believe everything you see. I don't know if those are doctored or not, but that would literally be the only product that you can find something in because it's on the top of the box.
They are also using it in Pokemon.
Well, what about like
Which I
Dynasty and Diamond Icons and
If you have the loose box,
yeah?
is it going to be able to? Are you going to sacrifice a $5,500 case? And I mean, yeah, you could still sell the boxes afterwards, but now you're not in case form and you're putting them in a CT scanner.
Is that a question?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, is the juice worth the squeeze?
Do you want?
Right.
Will people do it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody can find an angle that's going to benefit them, they're going to take advantage of it.
But
Now-
how easy
now my
is it to
thing is-
have access to a CT scanner?
Now, I'm not a doctor.
Do you have one at your house?
I'm not a doctor. What is the difference between
I-
a CT scan and an MRI?
I was looking up. Boy,
It was a question. I'm glad you
I
don't.
know.
I'm glad you don't have an answer.
I don't. I don't have a medical degree.
Because I literally it was coming out of my mouth, and I'm like, is this going to be a dumb question?
it's not a dumb question. It's a good question.
Okay.
Here you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either, and it's not a dumb question.
This is what I can find. This comes from Practice Plus Group. They sound like a medical group.
Isn't
Hopefully it's
MRI
right.
more of like a radio wave type thing?
MRI scans are generally considered as providing more accurate imagery and therefore are used for diagnosing conditions associated with your bones, organs, and joints.
MRI.
CT scans are often used to identify any bone fractures, tumors, or internal bleeding. Yeah, that's what we
But I'm just saying,
so it sounds actually that
you should get the MRI.
The MRI.
Which I got to imagine an MRI
More ex-
machine is
more-
probably a lot harder. to
more
get.
expensive.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna. Here's the thing. I found CT scan machines on eBay. I found some for as low as $2,000. Now those are probably not the best. There's some that were way higher than that.
Can't you like damage yourself by not knowing how to use these properly?
Got to imagine.
Like
Now is it a full
radiation or
body
something?
CT
Like,
scan
what-
for $2,000?
This was not a full body one. This was a smaller one.
I don't think these should be readily available to people.
Yeah.
And what about the machines that you look at, like, at the airport? Like, that sees into your stuff because they're like, oh, look at that circle. Because I've been checked before. Like my bag has been like, oh, pulled up to the side, and you're like, oh.
I've watched the video.
And you see inside your thing.
Those can't be readily available. You can buy a full body one.
I mean, if you can afford the TSA scanner thing, then what are you doing?
Well, that's my thing. Running flawless boxes through a CT scan sounds like it's cool and all, but how accessible is that to the average Joe?
Unless you work for TSA and they just allow you to put whatever you want through it.
I'm seeing some MRI machines here also on eBay for $32,000.
So you could buy essentially anything. You don't need a medical degree. You can buy whatever you want on eBay.
You can just be a weird guy with a whole giant room full of medical appliances. Be like, why do you have this? It's for fun.
I like nothing better than waking up in the morning and giving myself an MRI.
Just to know. Just to have the peace of mind.
Just to know. Can you read it? No idea.
No.
But I think it's working.
Now, do you guys think that the card companies will combat this by? Couldn't you just simply put like a silver dummy card over it now at this point, or like something that's reflective that would like
that damages your MRI machine?
Probably, because. Maybe somewhere in America, maybe somebody is doing this.
I think
this would lead to the juice case theory. Maybe somewhere somebody's like, God, I had so many years of doing this, and now I'm screwed.
Again, not a doctor, but I do believe that if you go to the dentist and you get like an X-ray, they put that like giant ass lead bib over you to like, I guess, protect your inner organs from radiation. Right. I don't know.
And also I think so they don't get pictures of like your chest or
I actually just figured that it was for safety.
Could be.
So like dude, they like give you a giant like
like weighted
apron
essentially.
They're like, here, hold this. You put it on.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Panini or Top should make boxes out of lead because that's not cost effective.
And there's also, when you see like, and again, this is all I'm basing this off of, because I've never had a full CT scan like this. But like when you see it on TV, like they're all in a separate room, right? When it's happening. Like, so that tells me, you shouldn't be in the same room, or like and the patient is being properly prepared. Yeah, for this
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know if you want to put the like in your office at home. I don't know if you want to just you have your computer.
Right.
You have like
you have your computer. You have your
computer. You have your desk.
You have your knickknacks, and then you have your CT.
You have your CT.
Right.
Like I don't know.
There's no point in having all the logo mans in the world when you die of brain cancer. I mean,
that's like putting
associated radiation,
an industrial size microwave in your office.
And isn't that is that a true story that you're not supposed to stand and watch the microwave?
You are. I mean, is it one of those things where it's like you're not supposed? I mean, that one seems legit. Don't stand right in front of the microwave. It is giving off microwave. It's giving off rays. It's giving off radioactivity. So is your phone.
We all put this thing up to our head.
Yeah, that's always one that's gone through my mind of like, is this something like in 50, 60 years?
Now, what you never what you
Who
never
knows?
want to do, it's radiation overload. You can read about it in a book.
Right.
Is be on your phone in front of a microwave. You'll explode.
Then actually, right. Or one of two things: that, or you just become Superman.
I thought is it Spider-Man or Superman? Which one?
Whichever one.
Which one?
Spider-Man gets bit by a radioactive spider.
Okay.
Superman's an alien, so maybe that's harder.
You just gotta have kryptonite to combat it.
Sure. Oh, speaking of PSA grading comic books now. Something
I thought you were going to be like...
No, nothing CT. It just reminded me. We were talking comic. I included that in the notes.
Speaking of PSA, there was Talon Sports Cards hit the Vegas PSA machine, and he got like a $10 card.
Still up and running?
Yeah. He put $100 in there, and he got a $10 card.
I was watching on TikTok of somebody who was loading that thing up.
Yeah. I'm shocked it's still up and running. I thought they would at least stop it for now.
I think they might rebrand it and not have PSA as prominently on it, because PSA is like, wait a second. So, so that's going to be interesting. But CT scanner, let us know what you think. Is there any realness to this?
I feel like it is concerning, but then when you really think about it, it's like, how many people are really shelling out, like on average, $5,000 to $10,000?
Also, the ones on eBay. Are those like pickup only?
Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, dude,
Yeah.
I can't put together like a desk that comes in pieces from Amazon. How the hell am I going to put together a CT scanner?
And if you had concerns of like, okay, the people who have the money to do this, it's either the big one, it's either the biggest businesses, the Panini, the Tops, the Upper Decks of the world, which first of all, you'd find that paper trail and like that would bring down everything. It would go down like a house of cards. Or other businesses that are like, we make enough money that we could justify a $10,000 purchase. But again, I also think the logistics of like, we do this and then we use it and it's not working as well as we thought. Like
There was
just
a
no one's. I don't
there
know.
was a breaker.
It might be Tom's.
And I think I saw this on Sports Card Nonsense, and it was somebody who posted on their Facebook group that there was a card or a package that was in question, and the breaker was like, "We'll go back through our footage of our X-ray scans that we do on every package that goes out."
I did see that.
Like, so are we completely out of the loop on what's going on here? Has this been going on for a long time and we're just like starting to find out about it? An X-ray machine?
Well, if you're using an X-ray machine, you're probably not really legit. You're using it for other ways to gain. That's why I've never thought about having it, because who cares? I mean, I'm selling product. I want it to be transparent. I'm selling product. Like, I'm not going to figure out what's in the box.
The moment
if
someone
we-
finds out about that.
If we had one of those at the office, it would be the catch-all unit, and it would be like essentially a treadmill.
Yeah, well, that's clothes
and
on
you
it.
just we'll put clothes on it, and we'll put like
No, some people probably take a nap
we'll
on
put
that.
some top loaders and excess dummy cards would be stacked on it.
To answer your shipping,
We'd bring it over to we'd bring it over here.
We'd have Shane bring it up the stairs here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
to answer your question about shipping, they're all free local pickup.
they gotta be right.
Yeah. That's got to be.
All these people are looking for a
Terrible.
new unit. Hey, you guys, you want a sublease?
Hello. Nice and comfy in here. We'll even give you a Mojobreak rug. Anyways, I think that does it for today's show, guys. Weigh in. Follow us on social media throughout this week. We'll have some giveaways. We'll have lots of news and videos from the National, as well as check out Mojobreak.com. $25,000 in giveaways just for joining breaks like you normally would do. So break with bonuses. Somebody's going to win $10,000 of credit for Mojobreak.com. So definitely go ahead and check that out. Get in on some breaks at your chance of winning $10,000. There's also a Tiger Woods autograph in there. There's a Stan Musial autograph ball. We've got cases of cards. We've got silver packs, gold packs, 100 total prizes valuing $25,000. So, and that's for this next week. So get in on some breaks, win some cool prizes, and we'll see you guys next week. We'll talk all about the National.
And if you're at the National, come and say what's up.
Say what's up.
Say what's up.